Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Harish Nidagatta. I'm the Director of Product Management for Database Lifecycle Management and Configuration Security areas. Welcome to this session, Lifecycle Management and Security Innovations for Oracle Databases. I will showcase few innovations we have delivered so far and provide sneak peek to upcoming innovations in enhancing security posture of your databases and new high availability capabilities. Here is the safe harbor statement since I'm going to give preview to upcoming features. Having elevated security posture is critical to protect your data, which is the lifeblood of modern IT. Consequences of inadequate security posture leads to data breaches besides loss of competitive advantage. Security threats today are becoming more diverse with expanding attack surfaces with data and applications spread across multiple deployments like on-premises and cloud deployments. Compared to previous years, 2024 will go down as having seen some of the biggest breaches in the recent history. Just in the first half of this year, there are more than 1 billion records stolen, and that is 490% higher than the same period previous year. And the average cost of a breach in US continues to increase year over year. This risk is relevant across all market segments. Financial services remain under constant threat. For example, there are companies where sensitive financial and personal information of 17 million customers are exposed. Healthcare sector continues to be a prime target for cyber criminals with major breaches that are focused on medical records. And these breaches continue to increase year over year. Common attack vectors for these breaches are unpatched systems. Failing to update and patch systems is a major cause of breaches. Misconfiguration. Human error remains another top cause of data breaches. Simple mistakes such as misconfiguring databases or accidentally exposing sensitive data online often leads to breaches. Configuration sprawl is another attack vector. Misuse of elevated privileges where employees with access to sensitive data can intentionally or unintentionally leak information. Some more additional insights for these attack vectors. 26% of the breaches are due to unpatched systems. This is a scenario where vulnerabilities continue to be present even though patches were made available. There are many instances where patches were published more than 2 years ago but not applied, keeping those vulnerabilities alive and kicking. And nearly 45% are due to misconfiguration, configuration sprawl, and lack of required security controls. Database lifecycle management is your solution to address these attack vectors, enabling you to consolidate and strengthen database security across hybrid and multi-cloud environments, besides automating your end-to-end operations to reduce your overall OpEx cost. This is a licensable pack filled with rich set of features like fleet maintenance for upgrade and patching of databases and grid infrastructure, configuration management to ensure consistency of configuration parameters between primary and standby databases in a data guard setup so that there is deterministic failover, compliance management for monitoring and ensuring compliance with auditing requirements, provision and clone databases and grid infrastructure, and take inventory of your assets. These features helps in ensuring your databases have security patches applied, audit for compliance with industry and regulatory standards like CIS or STIG, strengthen configuration security, manage changes, especially undesired changes to reduce the risk of breaches, leverage built-in autonomous health framework ExaCheck to secure and manage your Exadata infrastructure stack for any health, performance, and security issues. Standardize and consolidate Oracle Home configurations. automate repetitive operations like provisioning and cloning of databases, and helps you get stock of inventory and its utilization over time so that you'll have data driven insights into usage that will help you make any new purchasing decisions. Here are few real world scenarios with database lifecycle management pack. You can do comprehensive management of databases residing in either on-premises environment or Exadata cloud or any other public cloud like AWS, Azure, and GCP. Starting from patching a database to securing them to be compliant with security policies defined by your security office. This is a quick insight into cost of breaches, 4 key attack vectors, which are unpatched systems, misconfiguration, configuration sprawl, and misuse of elevated privileges, and solutions in database lifecycle management pack to resolve each of these attack vectors. In the remaining part of this session, I will showcase solutions we have delivered and preview to future that will assist you in addressing these 4 attack vectors, and also how these solutions will help you accomplish your operational tasks at significantly lower cost, thus enhancing your overall operational efficiency. In last year's EM Tech Forum event, I had provided a sneak peek to upcoming features, and here is an update on each of those. To begin with, let me focus on fleet maintenance update. In order to ensure your security posture is at elevated levels while also keeping your OpEx low, you need a tool that can automate, provide vulnerability insights, prescriptive recommendations, and end-to-end guided workflow to secure. And that too for databases that reside in hybrid and multi-cloud environments. Fleet maintenance is that one tool for you. Within this tool, we have built a brand new one-stop place called Fleet Maintenance Hub for you to get insights into vulnerabilities for database assets, get precise patch recommendations for each vulnerability, and apply those patches at fleet level to secure. So what does this do and how does it help you? To get a good understanding of the value it gives, it's important to understand various expensive manual steps you would typically do today. So let's look at some of those. Today, as and when Oracle publishes quarterly critical patch updates, which we call it as CPUs, and quarterly release updates, you will spend time reading up the bulletin, go to MOS to assess each patch, manually figure out vulnerabilities that are addressed, review existing gold image to understand impacts on each image, and then assess corresponding databases that are affected. In order to do all these manual assessments, conservatively speaking, about a quarter of 1 DBA's time is spent in a year. And this is a significant amount of time in assessing recommended security patches and affected databases. And this is one of the reasons why some of you might be patching twice a year or once a year, even though you have a goal to patch every quarter. In order to solve this OpEx issue, we built Fleet Maintenance Hub that automates the entire process, which translates to significantly lowering your operational expense. Once you have the list of recommended patches and aware of affected databases, your next step is to refresh the gold image. Within Fleet Maintenance Hub, we have built a brand new end-to-end guided workflow. This will help you create a brand new gold image or create a new version of the image and make them current. This workflow will give you options to select the required patches, both recommended security patches or any other one-offs as part of creating or refreshing an image. Once a new image version is created, your logical next step is to deploy and update your databases. Within Fleet Maintenance Hub, we have provided a bridge to seamlessly transition to operator-centric workflow to deploy and update your databases. Deploy operations are asynchronous, so we have enhanced scheduling capabilities that will give you flexibilities like deploy Tuesday and update on Saturday to reduce your overall maintenance window. And finally, fleet maintenance is integrated with all known PAM solutions. The credentials required for patching can be fetched from the PAM in the form of tokens over an encrypted channel. With this, you don't need to save any username or password in Enterprise Manager for database upgrade or patching operations. This is fleet maintenance for lifecycle management of databases and grid infrastructure. On top of these innovations, we extended fleet maintenance to support patching on-premises Exadata infrastructure components. This functionality is available today for fleet-level patching of database servers, storage servers, DOM guests, and InfiniBand switches. In order to patch infrastructure, you need to license Exadata Management Pack. Combination of database lifecycle management and Exadata management packs, you can patch the entire stack consisting of databases, grid infrastructure, and on-premises Exadata infrastructure components. These are some of the marquee capabilities that is available today, besides numerous enhancements in each of these solutions with the primary goal to help you secure your assets. We have delivered few more innovations for your use today. Oracle has solutions like FPP and AutoUpgrade, which are command line tools for patching databases. We have extended Enterprise Manager Fleet Maintenance to support FPP and AutoUpgrade based operations so that customers using these tools can leverage Enterprise Manager's guided intelligent workflows for automated risk assessment and security patch recommendations, proactively patch using EM's user interface, and leverage comprehensive APIs for automation besides other native EM platform capabilities. AutoUpgrade supports upgrading databases to 19C or 23AI. With this integration in fleet maintenance, you can upgrade a non-multi-tenant to multi-tenant databases, multi-tenant to multi-tenant, have support for non-rolling logical standby, perform these upgrades for both TDE and non-TDE configurations. With AutoUpgrade integration, you can upgrade databases at fleet level with intuitive workflow. Once upgrade is complete, Fleet Maintenance Hub will assess vulnerabilities of upgraded databases, get precise patch recommendations, and remediate using integrated image creation, deploy, and update operations. In the audit for compliance space, we continue to support new versions of CIS benchmarks for Oracle databases and Department of Defense STIG standards. We recently published support for CIS Benchmark version 1.2.0 for DB19C that is applicable for single instance, rack, and multi-tenant databases. Department of Defense published new generation STIG standards for 12C and 19C databases, which are also available in Enterprise Manager today for you to use. DBSAT is another security assessment tool that is integrated in Enterprise Manager for fleet level continuous security and sensitive data assessment. Each of these standards have comprehensive controls covering various areas like connection and login restrictions, minimizing administrative privileges for users, managing excessive system or user privileges, and also to record unauthorized access of audit trail table and more capabilities. While we continue to innovate new solutions to keep your assets secure, we're also building complementary capabilities in our O&M cloud services portfolio. Vulnerability detection is an upcoming service. At fleet level, you can get comprehensive insights from CVE's perspective for all your registered databases. This service allows you to scan database resource for known vulnerabilities. This service will include common vulnerabilities and exposures for which Oracle has acknowledged the vulnerability and published a patch. And these vulnerabilities are captured in the CVE and also in National Vulnerability Database. Each of the visual insights gives you very specific data point. In this screenshot, right at the top, you can see three tiles. First tile shows you vulnerabilities by status. This breaks down the vulnerabilities based on the status of the database. You can see the number of databases with vulnerabilities, number of databases without any vulnerability, and the number of databases that are not enabled for this particular service. Second tile shows you vulnerabilities by severity. This shows the total number of CVEs across all enabled databases broken down based on the severity levels. CVEs are categorized into 5 different severity levels based on the known CVSS scoring model. Third tile shows databases with patch recommendations. This breaks down the number of enabled databases based on whether they are up to date or if they still have patch recommendations that needs to be applied. In the second row, we provide vulnerability trends chart that provides context on how the number of vulnerabilities have changed over a period of time. Every bar represents the number of databases scanned, and their corresponding red dot represents the number of unresolved vulnerabilities found for that scan. Hover over the red dots for more information. Third row is all about current vulnerabilities. This is the section where you see CVE numbers in Tag Cloud. The current vulnerabilities section has two views. You can either look at top vulnerabilities or most vulnerable databases. The color of the CVE represents the severity level, and the size of the CVE represents the databases impacted by those vulnerabilities. That is to say, the bigger the CVE number, the larger the number of databases affected. And finally, precise patch recommendations are provided either for each database or for each CVE, depending on your choice to view the recommendations. This service is currently available in limited mode. You can access this service listed under O&M database management. We have been busy in the past 12 plus months delivering a lot of value to you with focus on keeping your database assets secure, automate lots of mundane activities, and lower your operational expenses. What's next? Well, we constantly listen to customers, their pain points, and continue to build solutions to solve those. Here is a preview to the future solutions that will be part of Enterprise Manager 24. There are efforts in various areas within security segment that spans database configuration security, host configuration security and compliance, and more innovations in fleet maintenance area. In database configuration security space, support for DBSAT 3.1 is coming that will support security assessment of single instance rack and multi-tenant databases in addition to sensitive data assessment. This will be available as a self-update feature in Enterprise Manager. Next version of CIS Benchmark for DB19C will be supported, and next version of new generation stick standards published by Department of Defense will be supported. Lots of customers are deploying their databases in hybrid and multi-cloud environments like on-premises and XACC, on-premises and XACS, on-premises, XACC and XACS, and some have databases in on-premises and other clouds like AWS, Azure, and more. Customers have been asking us for fleet maintenance to support patching of databases in various environments so that they have one tool for patching, consistent user experience, one-stop place for assessing recommended patches, manage different types or versions of gold images, and get patching history for auditing needs. So this is where fleet maintenance, which is a native enterprise manager solution, comes to play. Fleet maintenance today supports upgrade and patching of all types of Oracle databases in on-premise. It supports transitioning non-multi-tenant to multi-tenant as part of your upgrade flow. There is support to patch on-premises multi-tenant either at a CDB level or patch both CDB and all PDBs in one maintenance window, or patch PDB of choice. In ExaCC and ExaCS environment, fleet maintenance today supports patching pluggable databases. We are going to extend fleet maintenance to support CDB level patching of databases in ExaCC and ExaCS. This essentially means both CDBs and PDBs will get patched in one flow. As part of this support, fleet maintenance will use the same DBaaS interfaces that you use today from Exadata Cloud Console. Once this is delivered, fleet maintenance will be a fleet level patching orchestrator for CDB level patching of databases in ExaCC and ExaCS. Patching databases based on EM groups, whether it is static or dynamic, or based on target properties like cost center, location, name, is a feature that is coming. Auditing patch history has been one of the critical asks by many customers. Today we have support for history of deploy and update operations. We are going to extend this to provide more broader coverage for auditing patch history. And the next thing we are working on is expanding Gold Image UI for you to manage various Gold Image and its versions. The quarterly release updates that you get from database ships a zip file today, which is basically a software. Fleet maintenance will provide a mechanism for you to create a Gold Image with this out-of-box zip. This is very helpful for customers who want to have every patch that is released in a RU. I want to call out another important problem we are solving. This is something that one of our customers wanted to automate and make it touchless, which is about orchestrating patching of primary and multiple standbys in a data guard configuration without any human intervention in one flow. That is something that we are working on and hope to deliver it at some point of time. These are some of the capabilities being built in Enterprise Manager 24 from patching and compliance perspective. High availability is another area of focus for us. We are going to support remote agent for DBLM operations like patching, upgrade, and compliance management of databases. This will help you reduce EM agent footprint in your environment. DataGuard per pluggable database is another area of HA focus we have. This is a brand new HA feature that will be supported in Enterprise Manager 24. Oracle DataGuard is a solution that provides disaster recovery for Oracle databases. You might have heard of Oracle DataGuard per pluggable database. This new DataGuard feature for the multi-tenant architecture will work as an alternative to the traditional per CDB architecture. It allows you to implement highly efficient per CDB data guard or more flexible per PDB data guard. Having data guard protection at the PDB level allows you to independently switch over or fail over a PDB in the remote site. There are two significant advantages to this configuration. You can balance the workload between two different sites while maintaining the multi-tenant consolidation benefits. And the role transition from a single PDB is significantly faster than doing the same at the CDB level. In the upcoming Enterprise Manager 24 release, you will be able to monitor and manage DGPDB. We have built a brand new jet-based CDB level UI page for administration. You can perform switchover and failover operations at PDB level. HA tile in CDB homepage displays all DGPDB configurations for your insight. DGPDB leverages the same redo transport services architecture of the traditional data guard. Summarizing, with Database Lifecycle Management Pack, You can secure your assets, enhance security posture, be compliant with your security policies, and align with your auditing requirements. One tool for patching and securing entire stack of databases, grid infrastructure, and underlying Exadata system components. Lower your CapEx and OpEx costs by consolidating and automating repetitive operations. Reduce your risk by standardizing on configurations, manage security of those configurations, and audit for compliance. And finally, automate time-consuming and error-prone tasks and leverage your team's bandwidth for innovating new business solutions. Thanks for joining our session today. For more information about Oracle Enterprise Manager, check out the resources listed here.